Okay, good morning. So this is Rosalina Michael Ministries, but my psychology channel is PsychoAtWork. So I'm just going to lean forward and put my laptop on my lap. So if I'm looking away, it's because I'm actually looking at my notes. So please like, subscribe and share, and contact me on my email address or on my cell phone number, which I will drop in the description below. Also, I want to say thank you to Albert Villa, Theonis and Mind Prosperity, because under his leadership I run my ministry. I will put his information in my description below so that you can contact him for his services and for his ministry and company. And then shout out to Natalie Berger for her mentorship as well in different areas of my ministry. So today's topic is choose inner peace daily. So it's choose it because you decide what your peace looks like, and you're choosing it every day. So I won't describe to you what I was like in terms of nationality and in terms of emotional reactions. I'm going to just tell you in general that God has asked me to become self-controlled and gentle every day for the sake of the people that I need to serve. And it actually helps me to protect my inner peace because of my emotions. So with this, I own a company called Rosalina Michael Ministries. And the aim of it is to help people heal emotionally, meaning soul work. Strive towards spiritual maturity, because because emotional intelligence and spiritual maturity are connected in every area of your life, and to create order, peace and stability every day. So part of my introduction is, what does peace mean to me? Every day, no matter what the situation, to keep my anxiety under control and to keep my sanity, and to protect me from people who maybe want to trigger me. So I'm not talking about people who accidentally trigger you and they care that you seem hurt or bothered. I'm talking about people who intentionally try to trigger you, family or friends or people you're serving. How you would keep your peace in those situations, particularly with people who know your weaknesses because they've read you well or they listened to you talk about yourself, and they intentionally try to trigger you. So they could use all forms of manipulation to try to trigger you emotionally, to get you to give them what they want. So no matter what the external situation, I choose to learn to create order in my relationships and with myself. But that starts in my mind and it's connected to my emotions. So basically what I'm saying is, this year, 2024, I choose my peace first in order to come through for other people for the sake of my ministry. So I'm going to start with, what is emotional intelligence? The ability to perceive, understand, manage one's own emotions and relationships. When you're aware of oneself and others, and aware of the fact that you can guide thoughts and behavior. The ability to express and manage emotions. So you can express and manage your own, but you can also stay self-controlled when the other person is reacting in an emotional way. So for me specifically, with emotional intelligence and looking at peace, the people who I want in my direct circle, so the people who directly influence me, friendships, relationships, family, parents, work, all of those things. The ability to choose to be emotionally intelligent is connected to my inner circle, is connected to influence, is connected to inner influence, is connected to spiritual influence, is connected to internalizing, is connected to externalizing, is connected to emotional influence. So my inner circle, the people who affect my life directly, they need to be healthy. So they don't need to be emotionally stable every day. They need to be striving to be emotionally stable every day. So if there's something that's bothering them, they're addressing it. They're not scapegoating, they're not projecting, and if they do, they apologize and we work on it. For me, healthy means you acknowledge that this is an area you need to work on because it's also hurting me, and you're taking responsibility for it, whether it's with a therapist, whether it's talking to me about it. My inner circle, these people need to be healthy for me mentally and emotionally. They need to support and encourage me. So supporting me is being there for me when I have a lot of emotions and I need to talk about it, or I have a situation and I need to talk about it. That for me is support and encouragement. So encouragement connected to my ministry. So anybody who's not in support of my ministry is not in my inner circle. Anybody who's planting seeds of doubt, anyone who's constantly criticizing ideas, I remove them from my inner circle. You can, as my friends, they can say to me, okay, if you're going to do this, let's look at practical, how it will practically go down. But, or you're not ready for it yet. All those things I can work with. But this won't work, and you can't change culture, and you can't teach people boundaries because of this or that. Those people get rotated out of my inner influence. Okay? So I define influence. It's anything and anyone who affects your character development and your behavior. So if I look at inner influence, it's people who help me to be myself. So anybody in my direct circle who I spend time with, who I confide in, they need to support me emotionally, they need to be striving for healing, and they need to support my ministry. And so basically, even if people talk about me behind my back, they need to be people that say, okay, I hear you, we'll talk to Donna about it, or Donna wouldn't do that. They actually have your back, so you feel covered and you feel protected. Spiritual influence. So there's 3 levels for me. There's somebody who's more spiritually mature than I am, who I go to for spiritual advice. There's people on my level, and we encourage each other and grow together. And then there's leaders under my leadership that I influence, and I walk with them, but I don't share personal stuff about me. So spiritual influence can be considered the energy and impact that comes from cultivating a deep connection with one's true self, a higher power, or spiritual beliefs. You can face life's challenges with peace, purpose, and personal growth. Internalizing. So what I've found is connected to inner circle and inner influence is people are either internalizers or externalizers or both. So internalizers are people who think a lot about what they feel and whatever happened around them, whatever they read, external circumstances affecting them. They think about it a lot, but they don't necessarily talk about it. And then you have externalizers, which is connected to mental illness, but and personality disorders, but it can also be something where I'm talking about my day and I'm externalizing, meaning I'm talking out loud about how I feel and what happened. So I do believe you can be both. I do believe when I was younger I was definitely both. And so I've turned more into internalizing, as in journaling, and I go to a therapist and close friends for my externalizing. Now my inner circle, they can be internalizers or externalizers as long as it's healthy, as long as they're processing. Emotional influence is basically anybody who's emotionally healthy. People who aren't emotionally healthy, you can still spend time with them, but you would guard your heart and you would guard your emotions when you're around them. So you can influence them, but sometimes emotionally unavailable, detached people, they'll try to get an emotional reaction from you. So they on purpose try to trigger you. Those people, I would actually try to spend as little time with them as possible, unless God says spend time with this person. But then He gives you the capacity to do so. Emotional influence is people who are self-aware and they're self-controlled and they're empathetic. That's for me the view of an emotionally healthy person. And where they are struggling, they're talking about it and they're getting help, they're getting support, so they're managing it. So leaders who are equipped with emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-control, manage themselves and manage the people around them, because they manage themselves and how they adapt to the person around them. So they're adaptable, positive, and empathetic, and this is normally seen as a supportive way that appeals to others. So with that said, have a look at your life, have a look at your inner circle, have a look at what you need. I would start with writing down when I feel triggered, who triggers me, why did they trigger me, who encourage me, help me feel supported, help me feel emotionally and spiritually safe. Those people can be on your inner circle. I encourage you to evaluate who's on your level spiritually And if you don't have a spiritual leader, get one. You can contact me, I can be your spiritual leader. And choose healthy. Healthy starts in your mind, and then it flows into your emotions, and then changes will start to happen in your life. I encourage you to do that, to choose your own inner peace every single day. Cool. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next week.